Good morning, classy. I want to welcome you once again to Metric Hub YouTube channel. Here it's all about education, and I want to appreciate your time. Just note that we can only make it by doing it. So let's do it right now. Without wasting any time, I'm sure that the previous presentation, you were able to understand different types of relationships. So today we want to work on scenarios represented without a graph, which you are asked to construct uh, a table of values from given scenarios. You will be given some scenarios that you would need to construct some tables, determine formulas and equations from different tables that represent some relationships. And then you may also be asked to use the formula or equation to find some missing values in a table. At the same time, it is also possible that you can be asked to use the values in the table to draw some graphs. So the graphs that we are going to work on today are just so interesting. You can also be able to be given questions which have got scenarios represented with a graph, and then you need to determine the relationship represented by that graph. At the same time, you are also supposed to be able to read values that are given from the graph, or determining values from the graph that you have constructed. And then finally, you can also be asked to determine the formula or equation from the graph. So without wasting any time, I want us to go through the question that I've developed for you here, which we are going to work together as a class in order for us to understand these different relationships that we are going to work on. So it is quite important that you are able to understand the various scenarios that are given. Hence, you can be able to uh, work out all the questions that might arise in there. So as you can see, these are graphical questions, but as you can see and you can look at them, you are understanding that you need to understand some specific formulas. So therefore, you can be able to work out the different questions that arises thereof. So without wasting any time, let's go to question number one. Question number one, uh, the Pillay family loves to go camping, so they get quotes for different camping spots in a campsite. They love to go camping, and they got two different quotes campings. They got two different quotes for different camping spots in a campsite, but both of which accommodate a maximum of 8 people per camping spot. So we are given a scenario here, which is of a family here that we are given, and then the scenario goes on. Camping spot A, it's a riverside cost. It's a riverside. It costs 750 per night. It costs 750 rand per night. Camping spot B, ablution side, cost 550 per night. And then create a table to illustrate the cost for both camping spots for a maximum of 8 people and represent the data in a graph. This is what is given. So what is asked here is to create a table given the information above. So without wasting any time, like I'm saying, you should be able to draw different graphs from given scenarios that are given in question. So we are given this question here. So what you need to understand is you need to know the type of the graph first. In order for you to work out these graphs, you must be able to work out, you need to understand what type of a graph is it that we are working on. In that case, if you are able to understand that, it means you can be able to work out whatever that can come thereof. So here, create a table first. We are supposed to create a table, and then for both a table that illustrates cost for both camping spots. So here our table must be drawn. Let's have this information first. Uh, from the graph, we need to understand that this scenario first, it is an example. It is an example of a fixed relationship where the rate remains the same. irrespective of how many people will be joining for the camp. So irrespective of the number of people that are in the camp, the cost remains the same. It remains the same no matter how big is the family. So now what is happening is that we are just supposed to know that if it is a constant graph, what does it mean? If it means that the relationship is a fixed relationship, it remains the same. So what does it mean? It means the number of people can increase. However, the cost of the camping site remains the same. For how many people we are given here, the question wants you to understand that this is for a maximum. We are given that this is for a maximum of 8 people. It is stated that it is for a maximum of 8 people per camping spot. So that is where you are supposed to be able to see the difference that we need to work on. So let's do this now. We are saying the table. So what we are supposed to do, what we are supposed to first of all know is that, therefore, we are saying cost of camping site A, 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 what is it? It is given that the camping spot A, Riverside, it costs 750 per night. So this is equals to 750 rand. It is given in the scenario already. It is given that it costs 750. That amount is given. And then cost of camping site B, cost of camping site B, cost of camping site B, how much is it? It is also given here that the cost of camping site B, it is given the cost of camping site B, it is given, which is camping site B. So when it is like that, we know very well that the cost is what? It is costing 550 rand. It is costing 550 rand. It is costing 550 rand. So what we need to do is we need to draw a table, create a table to illustrate the cost for both camping spots. So what needs to be done is number of people and then camping spot A, camping spot B. Number of people, camping spot A and camping spot B is what we need to do. Number of people, camping spot A and camping spot B. Then we are able to work out this scenario. We are able to work it out having that. So let's do that. A table. I said that the first thing I told you that in this case, confirm that this is a fixed relationship. This is an example of a fixed relationship. One thing that you should understand. NB, we are saying NB, the graph identifies a fixed relationship. It's a fixed relationship that we are given in this case. So we are going to say, as we draw the graph, our graph should have, we are going to draw our graph now, which we can say number of people, number of people, and then we have got the camping spot A, camping spot A, camping spot B. So this is what we need to do. We have got our graph. We need to draw our graph here. That will show this. Don't forget mine. Yours you should draw with a ruler anyway. because you have the ruler to do these proper graphs. Mine is just being done randomly just for us to understand the concepts. So we need to draw these lines smart and clear enough. The lines must be so smart and clear so that when you do your things, your marker cannot doubt or cannot think anything opposite of what you are doing. So we have got number of people. They told us that there are 8 people in this case. We are told there are 8 people. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The number of people that we are having, the number of people who are going to go for the camping, the number of people who are going to go for the camping. That is what we have. That is what we have here. So we said camping spot A. We said camping spot A. It is costing 750 rand. Camping spot A costs 750 rand. That is given here. So we are going to say our 750. It is going to say one if we are saying it's going to be 750. If you are one person, it's 750. There are 2 people, it is 750. It's going to be 750, 750, 750, 750, 750, 750. This is a constant relationship. So the price does not change regardless of the number of people. So we have got camping site B. Camping site B is given here that it costs 550. Camping site B is given again that it costs 550. So we can put that amount also 550. It is costing 550. It is 550. 550. 550. 550. 550. 550. So this is the first thing. Our table is drawn. We are saying 550, 550, 550, 750 to the end. All the people, even if there are 7, there are 80 is 1. The price for each of the camping sites is the same. So what you need to understand is when you have drawn this table, what is next? Number of people, we are given that the number of people is 8 people. So what is next now is what is next for you is to draw the graph. You need to draw the graph which is supposed to show cost of different camping sites. You know that a graph should always have title. So we are saying the graph title you can put to say title, the title, and then cost of different camping sites because we are having it is cost of different camping sites. Cost of different camping sites. That is our title. And then having said that, we are saying that is the title for the graph. So in this case, we are presenting 2 set of values or 2 variables on the graph, on a single graph, or we are having 2 sets of data. The 2 sets of data is that we have got camping site A is set 1. We have got camping site B, it is set of data which is 2. Both of them we are setting to present them on the same set of axes. So on the same set of axes, one thing that you need to understand is that your graphs, you can maybe give them a different format of presentation in terms of the line graphs that are representing these data sets. So now we are saying we need to be able to draw that. So our figures is 750 as the maximum, and the minimum or the lowest is 550. That is one thing you need to do when drawing graphs in order for you to determine a good set of interval. So I can draw now my graph to say that I have to draw my graph now. I can draw my graph now, which I can give just to quickly show that. So what I'm saying is on horizontal axis and vertical axis, they must be labeled. So on this side, we have got cost. We have got cost in rands here. Our costs, they are in rands. And then on the horizontal axis, we have got the number of people this side. We have got number of people on the horizontal axis, which is the number of people which we are saying that these are the people who are representing or who are going to go for each camp. So I said that the highest value is 750, the lowest is 550. So we can just give our values from, we say 0, and then I can give 2 for 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can put an interval of 200, 200, 400, 600, 700, and then finally I can say 800, the maximum. It's like that. So what is needed here is to say 750 is between 750 is actually something which is between 800 and 700. So I can put my 750 this side, as to say this is 750. This is my 750 graph. We say this is constant. It can go. So our people, obviously, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is our people going like that. These are our people that we have 1, 6, 1 to 1 up to 80. And then we are saying it's this is the first graph, 750, is representing camping site. The 750 is representing camping site A. 750 is representing camping site A. So this is, I can either put A in front or I will put a key, and then the next one is 550. 550 is also going to be somewhere below there, which I can put here to say 550, 550, 550. That is camping site. That is camping site B. So what it means is that according to the graph I have managed to draw, or according to the question, I have managed to draw my graph. As you can see that I'm saying camping site A. I can either put my key even here. Key, I have got this. This is equals to camping A. And then we have got also the other one, which is this is equals to camping B is equals to camping B. So as you can see, family, I want you to understand that the question is, you are supposed to understand the type of graph that you are drawing by seeing that the type of graph must be able to be represented by uh, it must be illustrated by your answer that you are drawing, and your answer is actually drawn from the table that we have. So we are saying our number of people they are given in question, you need not to change them. The number of people, you don't change them. The question said there must be 8 people, and then the values or the data, which is the prices for different camping sites, are given there. So since I say that these are 2 sets of data, therefore I'm using, I managed at least to use different colors for camping site A and camping site B, which are given as you are seeing from the table there, and also as the graph illustrates. So both axes must be labeled. The graph must have a title, costs of different camping sites, as we have seen here. So we are saying this is what it is. Then the answer, you get all the marks as it is like that. Let's go to the next question, number 2. Question number 2. Mahlolo decides to sell lemons and apples from his garden. He sells his lemons for 2 rand each and his apples for 3 rand each. We are given the scenario that the farmer is selling lemons from his garden and also apples, which are pegged at different prices. As you can see here, we are given the prices that are given. Apples is 3 rand each, and uh, uh, apples, lemons is 2 rand each. So create a table to illustrate the income that the farmer can generate from selling 10 lemons and also 10 apples. Use the table to represent the data in a graph. So what I'm saying is this is another scenario which can also come for us to be able, or which we can also be tested for us to be able to see, or to be tested to see if we are able to understand the questions that are coming thereof. So having this, I'm saying I want us to quickly go to the next question, and then what I'm saying is you should be able to answer these questions also. You should be able to answer these questions. So create a table of the create a table to illustrate the income that can be generated from selling these number of apples and number of lemons. Use the table to represent the data in a graph. So we have that. So what I'm saying is uh, what we need to understand is this is an example of what type of a graph is this one. One thing that I'm asking you is to know what type of graph is this. So this is an example of a constant difference relationship, where we are seeing that the income generated from the lemons and the apples will increase by a constant value. Uh, the more the farmer can sell. We are saying this is a constant, it's an example of a constant different relationship. Constant difference relationship. It's an example of a constant difference relationship. NB, I'm saying answer 1. This is an example. It's an example of constant difference relationship. It's an example of constant. It's an example of constant difference relationship. This is an example of constant difference relationship that we are seeing here. So what happens is that, what does that mean? We are seeing that the income increases. The income generated from the sale of these fruits, it actually increases by a constant value according to the number that the farmer can sell. So we are going to set up a table now. Let's draw a table. We're going to draw a table. So number of fruits, we can say number of fruits, number of fruits. We can also have income from lemon, and then we have got income is also income from apples. We also have income from apples. So we can draw our table. We can draw our table here, which can be just be simple. We can draw our table. Let's draw the table quickly. So the table is here. So we have got, there is the question I said, in every scenario, you are always tested to understand the basis of the question. How many apples or how many fruits the farmer is going to sell. So what is happening is the farmer is selling 10 of each. So we need to say from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 8, 7. I can just shortcut them just for us for the sake of time. For the sake of time, I want us to see that sometimes if the data set is too long, is quite big, we can also skip some numbers so that as long as you have understood or you have illustrated where this graph is coming from and why is it happening like that. So I'm saying we can as well be able to skip some figures, some values, we can skip them so long we are able to, as we are showing that we understand what the question is asking. We have understood what the question is asking. So I'm saying it is possible for us to skip certain values for the interest of time. For the interest of time, we can be able to check and change. We can be able to check and change those. So we can be able to change and check on that. So that is our table there. So what is needed is here to say that each lemons are sold for 2 rands each. And then, so income from selling lemons is equal to number of lemons multiplied by what? Multiplied by the cost per lemon. Income from selling lemons, income from selling lemons is equals to, we are going to say number of lemons sold, number of lemons sold multiplied by the cost per lemon, which is given that the lemon cost 2 rand. So in terms of the lemons, we are saying each lemon costs 2 rand. It is given that each lemon costs, the lemon costs 2 rand and apple costs 3 rand. So the income from selling lemons is cost number of lemons sold multiplied by what? Multiplied by the cost. So here in terms of the lemons, if 0 is sold, it means we have got 0 income. We have got 0 income. 1 is sold multiplied by, we are saying if it is 1 that is sold, 1 multiplied by 2, we get 2. 1 multiplied by, 2, if 2 are sold, we say 2 rand, which is equals, let me just give this so that some of you may actually maybe get lost. So what we are saying is, if 2 lemons are sold, it is 2 times 2. Therefore, we get what? We get 4. If there are 3, we say 3 times what? Times 2. If there are 5, is 5 times what? Times 2. If there are 10, is 10 times 2. And then we are getting the numbers here. We get 6, we get 10, we get 20. This is what is happening. You get those numbers like that. So we are just completing this. I think the multiplication is not a question, but the question was you to understand how do we get these numbers. So we are saying it's here, multiplied by 2, we get 4. Multiplied by 2, we get 6. Multiplied by 2, we get 80. Multiplied by 2, we get 10. multiply by 2 is 12, multiply by 2 is 14, multiply by 2 is 20. That is the income from lemon. Income from selling lemons, it is that much. We are saying the income from lemons, we get that much. And then we also want to calculate the income from apples. Income from apples, income from apples is also we also get it as the same thing. We are saying that each lemon costs 3 rand. Each lemon cost each apple costs 3 rand. Each apple costs 3 rand. So what are you going to do? You multiply by 3 the number of apples that are sold. So in this case, the farmer sold 10 of them. So we are going to say multiply by 3 apples. We multiply by 3. So if 1 is sold, 1 times 3. If 2 are sold, is 2 times 3. If 5 are sold, is 5 times 3. If 7 are sold, is 7 times 3. If 10 are sold, is 10 times 3. So we can be able to get our answers. Is what? This is 3 rent. This is 6 rent. Here we get what? 15 rent. There we get 21 rent. And then there we get 30 rent. That is what you are supposed to understand, or that is what is happening in these scenarios. That is what you are supposed to know, or this is how you do it. So the question is only about you being able to draw the graphs. So income from selling apples, as you can see, then we can therefore say that if the farmers have sold 0 apples, we have got 0. If he sells 1, we get 1, and 1, it is 3 rent. If he sells 2 times 3, we are multiplying by 3. We are multiplying by 3 here. Please take note of that. I'm saying here it is 2 are sold times 3 is 6. 3 are sold times 3 is 9. 4 are sold times 3 is 12. 5 are sold times 3 is 15. 6 are sold times 3 is 18. 7 is 21. And then 10 is what? Is 30. That is actually how this table is constructed, an example of constant difference relationship. There is a constant difference relationship in both cases. If it is lemons, it is lemons. We have got to say that it is times 2. If it is apples, it is times 3. That is what we are. That is how you get this. That's how you get those numbers there. And then finally, now you are asked to draw a graph. The question says draw a graph for what? Draw a graph. Draw a graph for this scenario. The question says use the table to represent the data in a graph. Use the table to represent the data in a graph. Use the table to represent the data in a graph. That's the part B of the question. Part B of the question. So therefore, we are going to just draw the graph here. Say our graph, it has to have a title. The farmer, we can just say it's Mr. Who? It's Mr. Maklolo. So his title is Maklolo. Income generated from selling fruits. Income generated. Income from selling. Income from selling fruits income from selling fruits is the title of the graph. So now what do we do? We are supposed now to understand that here we have got we have the income in rents, and then we have on the horizontal number of fruits sold. We have got we have to draw our graph. We have to draw our graph. Let's just do it quickly. So what you can see is that our lowest set of data from the table, I said we should find a suitable interval. So we have got, in both cases, we said the lowest, it is from 0. For lemons, the maximum is 20. And then for apples, the maximum is 30. So we need to find a suitable set of interval that can accommodate the graph not to be too small, also not to be too big. So for me, I can use an interval of 5, 10, 15, 20. I can use an interval of 5, 10, 5. I can say 5, 10, 15, 20 up to the lowest. So we have got income in this side. Our income, which I said that is in rents. So I can give 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, something like that. And then we said the apples are sold. The apple that are sold, they are, I can just maybe not put all of them. I can say, I can just put from 0 up to, I can say apple sold 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. I'm just randomly presenting this because I'm sure that you can see what is happening in this scenario. So we have to go to the graph, and then we can go to the set of from our table. What is happening when 0 lemons were sold, 0 income was made. So I can mark, I'm going to start marking from 0. We have got 0 income for lemons when he sold. When we are saying when 2 were sold, 1 was sold, we have got 1, it was 2 rent. 2 rent, when 1 was sold, it was 2 rent, which can be here. And then when 2 are sold, it is 2 are sold, it's 4 rent, which I can say there. When 4 are sold, for 2 rent each, it is 8 rent. When there are 6 is what, 12 rent. And then when there are 10, is what, is 20 rand. So I can just go join my book, my tab, my points. I just have to join my points here to say, there we go. My points are, you can see them. This is, I can even put to say either this one, I can just label them to say this is 2, this is 4, this is 80, there it is 12, and there it is 20. That is, I can say this is lemon. And then I can do the apples. Apples, we said they are sold at 3 rand each. They are sold at 3 rand each. So when one is sold, it's going to be 3 rand, which can also be somewhere there. It can be 3 rand. Let me just remove this one. If it is 1 is 3 rand. If there are 2 is 6 rand. Okay. I'm just gonna put these values below so that they don't disturb our graph. I'm gonna just put these figures below in order not to disturb our graph here, because I can see that these values, they need to be, is 4, is 8, is 12, is 20, and then is 1, is 8 is 3 rand there, 2 is 6 rand, 4, 4 times 3, 4 times 3 is 12 rand, 6 times 3 is 18 rand, and then 10 times 3, it is 10 times 3 is 30 rand. So I'm also going to join my points from 0. I'm just joining my points from 0 like that. As you can see, we have drawn our points. Our points are marked. So here, this one, it is how much? 3 rand. It is 3 rand there. It is 6 rand. It is 4 times 3, it is 12 rand. 6 times 3, it is 18 rand. 10 times 3, it is 30 rand. So having these graphs, and then I want also to understand that this can also be labeled to represent, this represent apples. We can see the apples there. We can see the apples and the lemons. That is one graph that represents the same set of data. And don't forget, we say here is number of fruits. Number of fruits is what is on the horizontal axis. So I said that for the sake of the graph to be smart, you don't just draw. But one thing that you should do, you should understand that the graph must not be too big, it must not be too small, but it must be a standard graph. It must be a standard graph. So having this, if you have got these numbers, or if you have got such a graph in your exam, nobody can doubt you. That is what you need to do, and then it will be done. This is what you must do. Then it will be done straight like that. These figures are the figures that we have from the table, which we were calculating all along here. These are the figures that we were calculating from the table there to say number of lemons. We said 3, they are going to be 9. There are 4, they are going to be 12. There are 6 is 18, is 10, is 30, is 2, is 6. As much as you can see in this regard, this is what is happening with the graph that we have drawn. I just chose some of the numbers, but I did not put every number because I'm just trying to save time in this respect. That is what happens in these forms of graphs. So let's just go to the next question. Question 3 says, Sally hires a cake mod with a once-off cost of 100 rand and additional cost of 15 rand per day. The cost of cake mod is 100 rand and additional cost of 15 rand per day. And then the question wants you to what? It is saying it wants you to use the information to generate a table of values for the cost of hiring a cake mod. Draw a table for the cost of hiring a cake mod up to 5 days and use the values to represent the scenario graphically. We are supposed to draw the graph. We are saying you need to draw the graph. So question number 3, the question wants you to identify first again to say, use the information to generate a table of the values for the cost of hiring a cake mod up to 5 days. I'm saying the question wants you to say, it is hired up to 5 days. That is where the examiner is looking at when it comes to you. Plus, of course, the cost, the original cost and also additional cost. So here, we are saying how much total cost, therefore, in order for us, the formula that we can use in order to get the total cost is supposed to be is equals to total cost. Total cost. How do we get the total cost in this case? Total cost is equals to, this is equals to, we said the cost, the cake mod, which are with a once-off cost of 100 rand. So it is equals to 100 rand, and then plus the number of days times 15 rand plus number of days multiplied by 15 rand, because we are told that it is 15 rand per day. It is 15 rand per day. So that is where the table is generated from. You are generating a table from the total cost of hiring the table for 5 days, which is number of days and then total cost. So our table is just a simple one. Number of days, and then we have got the total cost. Number of days, and then the total cost. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We are told that the machine or the mod is going to be hired for 5 days. So this is the information that we have. So total cost is equals to 100 rand, which is a once-off cost plus the additional cost on the number of plus 15 rand per day. So when it is going to be hired for 1 day, cost for hiring 1 day, I'm gonna just quickly calculate it with you right now. Cost for 1 day is equals to, we said 100 rand plus number of days times 15 rand, which is plus 1 times 15 rand. Therefore, how much do you get? 100 rand, 15 times 1 is 15, so it's 100 plus 15, which gives you 115 rand. And then you do the same for all the costs. I mean, all the days. Day 2, for 2 days. 2 days, it goes to 100 rand plus 15 times 2. We are saying number of days here is 2. So we are saying 15 times extra times 2 is 30, which is 30 plus, which is close to 130. Same applies again. 15 times 3 plus 100 15 plus 15 times 3 times 100, I mean 15 times 3 plus 100, we get also those figures. So it's 115 here. There we get how much? We get 15 times 2 is 30 plus 100, we get 130. We also go again, 15 times 3 is 45 plus 100, we get 145. 15 times 4 plus 100 is 160. 15 times 5 plus 100 is 175. Those are the prices that we are having. I'm just giving you, I gave you a formula here. This is day 2. We are saying this is for 2 days. It's for 2 days here. This is 2 days. You can do the same for 5 days. I said it's 100 plus 15 times 5, which gives you 100 plus 75. That is why we get that 175 there. That is where we get that 175 that we are seeing there. So I'm saying we can calculate that together, or we can just prove and work it out. That is where the table is generated from. The table is generated from you being able to work out the cost per each of the days. So we have got those figures there, and then we have got the prices as it is given there. So as it is, what is next? The question wants you to say, generate a table for this generate a table we've generated, and then the question wants you to say represent the scenario graphically. Represent the scenario graphically is where the question comes again. So we are saying total hiring cost of a cake mold is the title of the graph. Total hiring cost of a total hiring cost of a cake mold. That is the title of our table. Of our graph that we are going to draw here. Total hiring cost of a cake mold. So we are supposed to understand that we have got total hiring cost on the vertical axis, and then number of days on the horizontal axis. We can have our table, which is easy and fast. We can have our table, which we can do fast. Here on the, we are saying total hiring cost on this side. Total hiring cost, which you should not forget that is in range. And then we have got number of days on the horizontal axis there. So how many days do we have? We said it is for 5. It is for 5 days. So it is for 5 days. The mode was hired for 5 days. So we have got from day 1 to day 5. We have got from day 1 to day 5. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then our hiring cost, the smallest is what? Is 115. The smallest cost is 115. And then the highest cost is 175. So we can choose a good, we can find a better, we can choose a good scale, or we can choose a good interval. So in this case, for the interest of time, I can use a scale of an interval of 50. I can use an interval of 50, which I can use here, 50, 100, 150, 200. So I have 50 here. I have 100. I have 150. I have 200. It's like that. And then we are told that this, in this case, we need to draw that graph. So on one day, the mode was hired for how much? It was hired for 115 rand on day one, or number of days. On one day, it was hired for 115 rand. It was hired for 115 rand on day one. So I can mark 115, just maybe somewhere there, 115. And then day two, it was hired for 130. Day two, it was hired for 130, which I can put somewhere there, 130. And then day three, it was hired for 145, which is somewhere here. And then the day four, it was 160, up 160, day four, 160. Day five, 175. Day five, 175, which is somewhere there. So I'm gonna draw my graph, which is just pointing and marking these points here, connecting these points. I can just draw my graph connecting these points clearly there. I'm just drawing my graph connecting the points there. So I have got the marks, or the amounts, 115, 115. I have got 115 on day one, day two, 130, 145, 130 here, 145, 130, 145. I have got 160, 175, 160, and then 175. The reason for us to put these figures is just for the clarity of saying, this graph, if you can look at it by naked eyes, you might not see that the figures or the lines are pointing exactly at what we are saying. But by mere labeling and giving the numbers that are represented at the points that are marked, it indicates to the examiner that we know very well that these points on day two, the mode was hired at 130. So the 130 is marked on the line graph. So therefore, you cannot be able to have confusion. So that is what happens there. So I want us to just quickly work the next question, so that we can be able to complete this one. I'm sure that we are enjoying this. This is how it is. And then the next question is saying, Miranda and a large extended family, 50 people, loves spite brides, but they are expensive for just one person to hire. Therefore, the family agrees to contribute to the cost of hiring the spit bride, which cost 1,500. We use the information to generate a table and use the values to represent the scenario graphically. That is one other question that comes in terms of this one. So we are supposed to generate a table again. Our table, we are supposed to do a table. Our table that must be drawn. So in this case, we are told that there are 50 people. That is one question to take note of. and then the price is to be hired at 1,500. The cost of hiring is 1.5, which is also given there. So use the information to generate a table and use the values to represent the scenario graphically. So I'm going to do the last question. I'm going to leave you with one question that you are going to work on your own, and then we are going to mark it together again after you have done this. So I'm saying we have got the number of people. We need to have the number of people. Our table is going to have, we can say our table can have, we can put our table to say number of people. Number of people. And then we have got cost per person. We have the cost per person, number of people, and then we have the cost per person. The question says there are 50 people in this case. We are going to have 50 people who are going to contribute to hire this machine. We are just going to have this information. So number of people, we can say 1 from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can say 5. I can skip other numbers. We can say 10, 25, 50. So what does the question want us to do? We're saying, therefore, the cost per person, how much does each person contribute to hire this one, is where the table is drawn from. So in this case, cost per person is equals to total cost is equals to total cost over number of people. Total cost over number of people. So our total cost is given there. How much is our total cost? Our total cost is equals to, we are given that the total cost is 1,500 over number of people. So from the number of people that we have, we are just going to say, for one person, we divide by 1, we get 1,500. If there are 2 people, we divide by 2. 2 people is equals to 1,500 over 2. How much do we get? 750. 750. And then for 3 people, we divide again. We divide also 3 people. 1,500 divided by 3. We get how much? We get 500. For 4 people, it is equals to 1,500 over 4. How much do we get? Divided by, let me just say divided by 4. 1,500 divided by 4. It is how much? 250. Five people is the same thing. 1,500 divided by 5. You get how much? It's divided by 5. We get 300. By 10, for 10 people, 1,500 divided by 10, we get how much? 150. And then for 25, 1,500 divided by 25, we get 60 rand. And then for 30, 1,500 divided by 1,500 divided by 50, we get 30. That is how we are getting those figures there. So we are dividing the total, we are saying total cost divided by number of people gives you total cost divided by number of people. They give you the cost per person. We are going to get the different costs that you can get there. Number of people, total cost over number of people is equals to cost. We are going to get the cost per person. We are saying cost per person, cost per individual. That is how we get that figure, that table, or that the table. If the table is there, already we are done. If the table is there, then we are done. So as we can see, we want to draw the table again. So we are going to say cost per person of hiring the speed braille, cost per person, cost per person for hiring speed braille. That is the title of our graph. And then we are saying cost per person on the horizontal, on the vertical axis. You can say cost per person, which is in rands. And then we have got number of people on the horizontal axis. We have the number of people, which we are saying that the number of people is on the horizontal axis, which I can give to say, we can say these numbers that we can say 10 or say 5. I started from, let's say 5, 10, 25, 50. 5, 10, 25, 50 people, like that. So we have these figures like that. We have got the table. Now we need to draw the table. We have got the figures is like that. So now the cost per person, as you can see, this is this type of graph. As you can see at it now, you can as well understand that we are seeing an inverse relationship that is existing in terms of this, to say as the number of people increases, the cost per person decreases. As one variable, we are saying as the number of people increases, the cost decreases. That's what you can see. So this is an inverse graph that we are going to draw. So starting from there, one person, I'm saying we can give an interval of any number that I can use here. I can say, let me say, if I say 200, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, say, I can say from 200, 4, 6, 800, 1000, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. Is like that. Those are our figures there. 400 going like that, and then we are saying those are our figures. 1,800, I'm using an interval of 200 going like that. So if it is one person, from one person we say that it is 600. From one person, I mean it's 1,500. from one person. So it's 1,500 from one person, which we can mark there. And then if there are 5 people, we said at 5 people, the cost is what? Is 300. For 5 people is 300. For 5 people, it costs 300, which can be somewhere here. And then for 10 people, for 10 people, we said 150. For 10 people is 150. 150 for 10 people. For 25, we said for 25 is 60 and 30. For 25 is 60. And for 50 is 30. So that is our graph that we are going to draw here. We have got a graph that is going to be like this. Our graph is going to be in this format. Our graph is going to be in this format. Total falling, and then it comes. It comes and then it comes like that. That's our graph. I'm sure we can see this. So here we say 1,500. We said 300. With 5 people, there are 300. There is 300 rand contribution. At 10 people, at 10, we said at 10 it's 150, 60, and 30. It's 150 here. And then it is 60 for 25. And then here it is 30. So that is our graph, which is showing an inverse relationship. An inverse relationship that we can actually see here. We can actually see that 1,500, and then the figures goes like down like that. I'm sure, class, we can see this an inverse relationship graph that we can see. This is an inverse relationship graph that we can see. And then, like I said, this we have got a number of people here. So I'm sure that this is what it is for today. I want you to have one question for practice. One question that you can work out on your own, that I'm going to leave you for you to work out and be able to understand what is happening there. I'm going to leave you with one question that I want you to work out. Question number 5, please look at it. I'm not going to work it out for you. This we can say individual practice work. It is practice work. We can work it out, work out that one. Like I said, we are going to meet, please join on membership. So then we can be able to work as much as we can. Please join membership. Join membership. for us to be able to work more on this. Join membership as much as you can. Please connect as soon as you can. Connect as soon as you can so that you won't be able to be lost. Question number 5 is actually a home, it's an individual piece of work that I want you to go and work out so that we can be able to see how much people are understanding what we are doing here. Go and work out this. Karen bought a car for 60,000. 6 years ago. She wants to buy a newer model of the same car. She raised the inflation on the brand was a constant 7% per annum over 6 years. Use the information to generate a table of values and use the values to represent the scenario graphically. Thank you very much. Go and work out that, and then we can be able to see how far are we making it. Work it out, and then we can see how much are you working it. Work out this one. Have a good day and keep connected. Let's have a wonderful year. Thank you very much.